Now, this is way back in the day. This is like 99, 98, 99.
Okay.
And,
So this one here, Puff Daddy.
Yeah,
then.
yes.
Puff
This was
Daddy.
not Diddy. This was
Alright.
this is Puffy.
Okay.
So he's like, come hang out with us. And we're like,
Lights on me, shine the lights on me, shine the lights on me, bitch.
So was you like a paid model, or were you like a friend and you just like connecting and like, hey, come on, I got a video
Always
shoot?
paid.
Oh, always paid.
Gotta
Okay.
get the
like I
bag
said,
right.
when I went to the video for Jermaine, I showed up and I found out it was a video for Big Mama's house, which was Bow Wow.
Oh yeah, bounce me. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Bow Wow, Jagged Edge, and Nas, or maybe Jagged Edge wasn't in it, or they were there, but it was definitely Bow Wow and
Okay.
Nas. And I never had met Nas before, but that's where I met him at. And me and him actually, ended up becoming really good friends. He's a fellow Virgo.
Oh, Nas is? Okay.
And we
One of the
stayed
greatest.
friends, from that point on. And from doing the video, a lot of the casting directors and stuff that saw it, they were just like, they locked in on me and they were like, hey, do you want to make this a common thing? I'm like, why not? It's fun. I enjoy it. It was cool. I had a really good experience. It wasn't like what a lot of these girls try to portray it. But I wasn't there trying to become famous.
Right.
It was just
I was
your
there. It was
yeah.
work.
Right,
And the
right.
opportunity was just handed to
Yeah,
you.
like
so.
I used to do the Bronner Brothers hair shows. And,
I remember them. I performed at
Black
one of them.
Hair magazine and all these other different things, just little gigs, to make extra good money. And it was just an extra job, another outlet,
Right.
and it just took off. I ended up meeting Jesse Torero, Hype Williams, and a lot of these people are friends with other people that I met, and they introduced me to other people. And
It's just a huge network.
So
right?
tell
just
Ski, he's
goes.
not from Georgia. He haven't been in the music industry. Tell him the importance of keeping your face good in the industry and how
Oh.
small Atlanta and the music business is.
It's this big.
Yeah.
It's this big. So, like I said, I was never trying to be famous. Like, you hear horror stories from other girls that did videos, dancers, whatever the case may be. You hear all these different horror stories. And yeah, you put yourself in a situation where it can go that way. I
Right.
never put myself in a situation like that. I knew a lot of these people. They already knew that, I'm not interested in them like that, or I'm not willing to do this to go ahead and get ahead.
So what you mean? So what are some things that they ask females to do to get ahead? For the ones that don't know.
I mean, it could be anything.
Is it always
Usually
Okay.
it's something, or, oh, I really like you like that, but they don't really like you like that.
Right.
Oh, you would be really great
And trying
at
to sell
doing
it.
this. No, you think I would really be great at
Right.
bending over your desk. No,
Right.
it's
Right,
not
right.
happening.
Right.
If you think I'm that great, then you're gonna go ahead and put me in that position regardless
Right.
to, help myself, and,
So you ain't never have to fuck your way to the top.
No,
You did it off
it's not
building relationships.
necessary.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
they even doing music videos. You asked me, was it about getting paid and stuff? Yeah, I was always a featured girl. Always. There might be 50 girls plus at the music video, but I was always a featured girl, and I got paid feature money. It depended on the video. Some videos might be a day, some of them might be 2-3 days. I might get paid $1,000 a day. I might get paid $1,400. It just depends on the artist and how much their budget is.
Right,
Right.
okay.
But I didn't care about camera time because I wasn't trying to be a video vixen.
Amber Rose or some shit, right.
I wasn't
Right.
trying to be Jessica Rabbit, any of them, trying to get a spread in Black Men's Magazine or XXL. It wasn't what I was shooting for.
Right.
It was just a cool, fun job.
Right.
And a lot of times I would actually get into fights with a lot of the girls because they're literally pushing me out of the way. They would place us in places, and this girl's over here nudging. And
Right.
I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why are you
want to be seen, like doing the most to be
Right.
seen and
like
shit.
trying to like die for that shit down
Yes,
there, you know?
anything to be seen, like anything to be in front of that camera. And I'm like, I would tell the director a lot of times whenever I would get to set, I'm like, look, I don't care. Edit me out. Put me all the way in the back. As long as my check doesn't bounce,
Right. For real.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Make me the door girl in the I don't care. But because I'm not interested in trying to make a career out of this, you know, there's nothing from it that I could personally see that would escalate for me in a extravagant, positive manner.
Right.
It's just a job, you know?
Okay.
Wasn't trying to find my way to Hollywood or, you know?
It wasn't like a necessity for you. It just happened naturally for you.
Yeah, it was
basically.
just something fun and good paying. I get like maybe a video a month. I did an R. Kelly video. You don't see me anywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am not in that video anywhere.
Which one was it?
I don't even remember the song.
Oh,
Really?
okay.
It was we shot it in Miami, and it had like this whole jungle vibe. In fact, it was like one of the last videos that he did.
Okay.
And I am nowhere to be seen in it, but I was definitely there all day working.
So what's one of your if somebody was trying to look you up and find you, what would be like the most notable video that you've been in?
Oh, absolutely. What's your fantasy?
Okay,
by
yeah.
Ludacris.
And tell them who you was in that video, because I'm sure we all know.
I'm located directly behind Ludacris in the car scene. We all have our lollipops. I have a baby blue, baby fat.
Yeah, she was the
t-shirt on.
light skinned girl with the lollipop in her mouth on the west.
sure.
I was
You
in
can't
ninth grade.
miss me.
Yeah, you can't
I
miss
have
her.
these white booty shorts, and I'm over there
Doing your
wobbling
thing.
and
Right.
you know, trying to look all cute. That was probably like my first main like, hey, here I am.
Right, you see me. Right,
Yeah.
okay. All right, so is it any, so if it was any females, like younger females right now that were trying to get into the music industry and wanted to come, like kind of like follow your path, like what was some advice, you already gave it to them by me observing and understanding, what's some advice you would give to a young female, a young up and coming model that wanted to get into the industry?
There's so many different ways to do it now.
Right.
I actually have a niece that she's, you know, a step niece to me. She actually was inspired by me working, doing what I was doing. She went to college for music management, whatever. She has BMI awards. She's amazing. She's done all kinds of A&R work. She's worked for Reba McEntire. She went into country music.
Right, okay.
So, and she's, you know, very decorated and has all kinds of awards, and she's doing her thing.
Right.
And it's amazing. I sit back and I'm like, I did that.
Right.
You
Pretty
know?
cool to see, huh?
And she went to school for it though.
Right.
Where, you know, I did not, and a lot of people don't have to. It's one of those industries or platforms where you don't have to go to school.
Right.
Of course
It's
it
more,
goes
it's
up.
more based off of relationships, like
Yeah.
building good relationships. You know, like even when I was in the music business, like every relationship that I got into or every situation I got into in the music industry was also from somebody I knew. You know what I'm saying? Like before I got signed with Chopper Young City with Bad Boy South, it was through a DJ. You know what I'm saying? My play cousin. And every situation and everything that I got after that was always with keep my face good, or you know, like when you travel around, oh, I seen you in LA, oh, I seen you in Milwaukee, I seen, you know what I'm saying, they start to recognize your face, you know what I'm saying? So I would tell anybody who is trying to get into the music industry is to keep your face good, you know what I'm saying, and network and build relationships. So you don't gotta fuck, you don't gotta, you know what I'm saying, you don't gotta do any, you don't gotta sell your soul.
Mind
Yeah.
when you get around
Right.
these people, because at the end
Act like
of
you're
the
supposed
day,
to be there.
Yeah, act like you're supposed to be there. They're people just like you. You know, it's just a cool job.
Right.
They got a cool job with a great paycheck.
Right.
You know, and they don't want to feel ostracized. And I mean, granted, yeah, there are some that are like, do you know who I am?
Right,
Like,
Right.
okay, well, let me pull your card. Do you know who I am?
Right.
And no, I'm not going to give you special treatment because you think that you're this superstar.
Right.
Okay, yeah, you're talented.
Right.
But you're a person just like
Right.
I. If I cut myself right now, I'm gonna bleed. And if I cut you,
You're gonna bleed.
you're gonna bleed just like I did.
Right.
So don't sit there and hindsight, I mean, like you're better than me.
Right.
You know? People just get really like starstruck and all that stuff. You just treat them like regular people.
And they don't even like that. I used to tell some, like when I was a rapper, when I was a celebrity chef and I have celebrities come to my restaurant. I remember Gucci Mane came to my restaurant one time. Just different people come to my restaurant and like some of my employees would be like weirded out, you know what I'm saying? I was like, they respect me, you know what I'm saying, as a boss and as a person. So when you meet them, just act like regular, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of celebrities don't like you. We don't know their dick.
It makes them feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, yeah. Like if I see Michael Jackson, I might pass out or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never ain't gonna pass out. I never I won't. But I'm just saying, like Michael Jackson is different. You know what I'm saying? But anybody else, man, just treat them like regular people. You get what I'm saying? And you would get a lot further. You know what I'm saying? A lot further
they'll
with them.
respect you more.
Right.
Because they're not gonna look at you like they can take advantage of you even.
I was
Because
about
if
to
they
ask
see you
too.
like,
Oh, you do anything for this?
Right.
all right, well, hey, I need you to go ahead and go wash my car.
They see
or
that
this and that.
desperation
Like,
on
no,
you,
that
know?
is not what I do.
He said, watch it. She's
Right.
serious though.
Start
That's not
seeing
that.
that.
No, that's below my pay grade, sir.
So when did you get into, like, when did you start getting into the industry? Was it like the late 90s, early 2000s, or when did
It
you?
was definitely late 90s, early 2000s.
So I was goddamn late 90s. I was in middle school.
Yeah.
So you was already outside.
I was already outside.
Okay.
I was in elementary shit.
You was
Oh
elementary.
my God, y'all are making me feel so old.
No, you're not old. You seasoned. Like it's a blessing. Like it's a blessing to get older.
Most definitely.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
Like a lot of folks
Absolutely.
ain't gonna see your age or see my age or even see your age. You know what I'm saying? So it's always a blessing to be able to talk about it. Like so many folks is not here to talk about it.
No.
You know, and you mentioned Irv Gotti in the beginning. Like just tell us some stories, like some memories, like in his memory, that you have with Irv Gotti.
Oh man, there's so many. We used to have so much fun. We would go so many different places and just amazing. We went to do the Sunsplash Music Festival one year in Jamaica. Highs and lows, highs and lows. I was flying in separately from them. I had missed my flight. I did not even go to sleep the night before because I was scared to miss my flight. Then I arrived in Jamaica at a different time frame and they had to send different cars for me. They couldn't find me. It just started off so bad. The whole time, like in the beginning, I was just like, oh my God, it's gonna be horrible, it's gonna be horrible. And then when I get there to the resort, you know, we were all just hanging out, everything's good. I got in touch with like, you know, the front desk and everybody else, everything was good. It was just so much fun. Like it was such a really good memory.
Well, what's something about him that people don't know? Like I heard, you know, like he was a dog as far as like in business, and he was like,
oh, he ain't right. He was
a go-getter.
Like,
he makes things happen. Yeah.
As far as business, but he was a prankster. Like he just enjoyed life. Like he would make jokes out of anything. Like he like on that trip specifically, he kept singing about shower gel.
Right.
The whole time. It was so funny. I'm like, where is this coming from? He was just like, I don't know, but I like it and I feel clean. And I'm just like, this guy is a trip. And yeah, the joke of the trip was like, yeah, in that you gotta remember in that time era, like Alicia Keys was real big, and you know we were all rocking our braids, and we're at the music festival, and they gave us all tents. And we were jumping, every artist was jumping from tent to tent to go check everybody and have fun. We were hanging out over in Shaggy's tent for a while.
Thomas the Boombastic?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I walked out for a second just to get some fresh air. And somebody came running up on me. They were like, we've been looking for you everywhere. Did you get the package? I'm like, what are you talking about? And they were like, you know, we sent it over to, you know, your record label, this and that, da, da, da. And I'm just like, it hit me because Alicia Keys was there. And I'm like, they think that I'm Alicia.
Oh, damn.
I'm like, I'm not her. And so that was a big joke throughout a lot of our trip. Because everyone was like, oh, play the piano for us. Like, sing a song. And I'm just like, you guys are jerks.
Right,
like,
right.
stop. We had a lot of really good times.
So how did it affect you when he recently passed?
It took me a second. It really hurt, you know? I didn't see it coming. And I knew that he did have a lot of health issues, like, over the last couple years. I'm not going to sit there and say, like, a lot of people, you know, they're like, oh, you know, he ate this and he ate nothing no different from, like, a lot of other people did.
Right,
you know, he got a fancy restaurant, eat something nice, whatever. But, you know, everything affects everybody's body differently.
Right.
Facts.
And he had diabetes for quite some time, and he was an avid partier. So
right.
I mean,
it caught up. It
just
just catch up to you, right?
Yeah, and eventually it just caught up to him. Like I said, it didn't affect me. Like, I won't say it didn't affect me. It just affected me differently. Like at first, like first couple of days of it, I was just like, oh man. And I didn't really want to talk to too many people. And I reached out to. You know, I reached out to a couple people, Black Child and
damn, I ain't heard that name in a minute. Black Child, yeah.
BJ and them, and I was just like, yo. I reached out to Ian Alexander, you know, just a couple different people, and I was just like, oh my god, like, you know, Irv. I even messaged. I think I messaged Fat Joe, and then I just kind of like chilled to myself and. When it just really started getting real and I got the private invitation to his funeral, I was just a mess.
Right.
Like,
that's when it really
really just like
it happened to my dad and mom
like
just died. Like, and when I first heard it, it was like, damn, my grandma just died. But after a day or so, that's when I started crying. You know what I'm saying? That's when it really hit me. Like, this person is really gone.
Like,
so it happens
really
like
gone.
right, yeah,
like,
yeah.
When I first moved to Miami, you know, he came down, he had some business to do, and he was like, you know, come hang out with me. You know, I know you just moved here, whatever, come on, let's all hang out. We were sitting there chilling at the Delano, and he was like, why the fuck did you move to Miami? I was like, excuse me? And he was like, Miami is for play. He was like, some business. He was like, but Miami's for play.
For real,
he was
yeah.
like,
For a good time, right?
right. He was like, you should have moved to New York and came to, you know, work for us full time and not, you know, just bits and pieces or, you know, part time, whatever. He's like, or even, he's like, I wouldn't even been saying this if you would have moved to LA. He was like, it's work. He was like, it's like, there's no work here in Miami.
Right.
He was like, this is a joke. He was like, waiter, we need drinks. While we're floating around in the pool. I was just like, yeah, I think he's right. But I ended up staying down in Miami for a while.
Right, okay.
And it did kind of work out for me because I was still doing like the videos and stuff and started doing other stuff as far as like, you know, club stuff. And
So how do you feel about situations like niggas like 50 Cent that troll and
I ultimately despise it.
Right.
And I've always been an avid 50 fan. I helped promote a big show in Atlanta back when he was like hot, you know? And I loved him. I thought he was just like the coolest. Whenever I would go to New York, as soon as I got into the city, I'm looking for the DVD guy, the CD man, because I needed the new, you know,
50 Cent.
new Who Cares mix CD immediately. I loved him. I loved G-Unit, all of it. And like, you know, my love kind of trickled away. Not so much for him. Whenever he started messing with Ja, and then, you know, it's just, come on, it's petty.
Right.
It's petty. And then, you know, I was friends with The Game and everybody, and then he started messing with them. When I did one of the MTV Music Awards, like, it was crazy. Like, they legit almost, like, got into this huge fight backstage.
At the award show?
Yeah, at the award show.
Who was fighting?
G-Unit, and Black Wall Street.
Oh.
Damn.
It was going down.
The game wasn't scared of 50 though. I heard like
No,
yeah, he
not
stood
at all.
on. He stood 10 so yeah.
Not at all.
Okay.
Like they stood down. Yeah. all
Because
10 toes
everybody
down.
look at 50
you
Cent.
wanna-
Right. He's
They
a
were
bully.
hardcore on their GU not stand.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
That was in the
that
back
it was
cooking.
wild.
Damn.
Like I remember when I was doing a rehearsal, and I had a Black Wall Street T-shirt on, and Tony Yayo on there came walking by, and they were just like,
Like mugging you.
"Yeah," and I'm like, "What the hell?" And then I remembered, I'm like, "Oh." Oh, I had a Black Wall Street
Oh,
T-shirt on. I'm like, okay. I'm like, what do I have to do with that? Shit.
Right.
But yeah, that stuff was serious. And now fast forward to the whole situation with Meech and BMF and everything. Like, it's insanity. Like, it's really petty. It's very
Immature as fuck. Right.
very bitter baby mama shit. Cause like I hear a lot of people out there, they're like, oh, well, he did this for Lil Meech, and he did this, and all this money, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, look at it from this perspective. Also, too, it made the show more appealing
Right.
to have.
Lil Meech son. I mean Big Meech
yeah,
son,
to
right.
actually have Big Meech's son playing
Big
Big
Meech.
Meech.
Right.
It's a whole niche. Like,
So how did you get introduced to Big Meech? Like, 'cause you was running around with Big Meech as well, right?
yeah,
Okay.
I'm friends with all of them.
Okay.
They're an extended family to me. My brother, as I say, like I was born in Chicago. I have a brother that was 8 years older than me. He just recently passed over.
Rest in
This past
peace.
year.
Sorry to hear
Rest in
that.
peace. Big Cheese, Patrick Goins. He grew up in Detroit. Our father is from Detroit.
Your father's from Detroit?
Yeah.
And your father's an author, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Donald Goins. And, you know, my brother grew up in Detroit, and he grew up around Meech and them. So when I was old enough in Atlanta, my brother had already been in Atlanta for quite some years. And he, you know, he was running clubs. So I already had like a window into the world. It's not like I
Right.
just got of age and was like, I'm going to hit the streets. Like, no, I have an older brother that ran nightclubs. He ran SOs
Got
and
you,
did a lot
so-
of party promotions. He worked for Worldwide Entertainment
They already
with
kind of knew
Kevin
who
Wells.
you were, right?
He had a lot of work in with like 112 and stuff like that.
Right.
And so it gave me a open window into the world. Like, there's some, even still currently to this day, like I walk around Atlanta and people are like, oh, that's Cheese's sister. And people hit me up, like my brother passed. They were like, we're so sorry. This and I'm like, you know, who are you? Oh, we knew your brother. You know, so that's how I initially got introduced
To
to
Meech?
Meech and everybody.
Okay. And so how was it? So a lot of people like when I see situations on the internet now and how 50 Cent is going at Big Meech and, you know,
It's disgusting.
calling him a rat. But
It's
I don't,
disgusting.
when I was in Atlanta back in like the early 2000s, like Meech don't really run Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Like BMF, they had a big presence in Atlanta. And I don't think that it could have happened the way it happened now. You know what I'm saying? It's
Oh, of course
before the
not.
internet, as far as calling him a rat and calling him things like that. You know what I'm saying? So let them know, like, what's the difference between, like, the industry back in the day when you was in it, like, in the early 2000s and late 90s, and to the industry now with, like, social media and people can get on their phone and their computer and, like, say whatever the fuck they want, you know?
Yeah, it's completely different. You know, you have strippers that, you know, being the fact that, you know, we grew up in Atlanta and stuff, like, stripping was never frowned upon.
Right.
You know, it wasn't frowned upon for a girl to be like, yeah, I dance at Magic City. Yeah, I dance over Strokers, Jones, whatever. Those places, it was acceptable because people knew them girls made a lot of money, and a
Right.
lot of times they weren't doing anything disrespectful. And don't get me wrong, there are a few girls in there that are,
That's anything, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
but for the most part, a lot of the girls weren't. So, yeah, they are dancing naked, but it was still respectable. People appreciated it, and you know.
And a lot of girls that were strippers that I knew
It was
also had goals as well
Yeah.
as a stripper. Like they using stripping to pay their college tuition
Yes.
or to become a business owner and things like that.
Absolutely.
Those are the dancers that I respect. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even call them strippers. It's just like this is what I got to do. What Diamond said. No.
Dancers. They were
Right.
a lot of them were
Dancers,
dancers. A lot
yeah.
of them weren't strippers.
Right.
But in comparison to back then, nobody was running around parading. Hey,
I'm a hoe.
that part. And also, they weren't running around parading like broadcasting to the world. Hey, I'm at Magic City. Hey, I'm at Gentleman's Club.
Same with the dope boys. Dope boys
not
back in the day won't
exactly.
broadcast. I'm a dope boy. I
They
got
try to keep that shit
Yeah,
low.
If
like-
you found out about it, you
did.
found out about it. Maybe
Right.
they might be like, hey, come see me Monday night.
Right.
You know, but they're not broadcasting it, throwing out flyers everywhere. The dope boys back then, you knew who they were.
Right.
You knew who they were. You knew what they were doing. Like, it's just what it is. What it is what it was what it was. You know, where vice versa today, you have these people all on the internet holding dancing
Right.
Doing the most.
to their ear.
And bitches, I never seen so many proud hoes. Like bitches is like really proud to be a hoe these days.
Yes.
Like I never seen that shit in my life.
It's amazing to me.
And some of them ain't making a fucking dime.
And they're not even making no money. And
Right.
this generation of proud being hoes. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Right.
there's no couth. Like, they just don't care.
There's no secret. There's no like this behind closed doors. Even with women bodies now. You know, back in the day you had to wait to see what a woman looked like behind closed doors. You had to earn that. You know what I'm saying?
Last time when I was in Atlanta, we were going over to Utopia. And we didn't valet park, but we parked next door. And as we were walking, there was like these 3 girls walking in front of us, and they literally had on solid lace catsuits with no bra and like bare minimum like G-string panties. And I'm just like, dang, they have on less clothes than what the girls at the strippers have on.
Real shit. Damn.
And they're just walking down the street, and I'm just like, how is that an outfit? Like, why? Why would you want to go ahead? And they're the first ones to be like, respect me.
Right.
Bitch, I'm not respecting you. I respect
you.
those that respect
You
that
look
shit.
like
Yeah,
a streetwalker.
yeah, bitches always want you to respect them. Like, respect yourself. You know
Right,
what I'm
respect
saying?
yourself,
Like, and
like-
then you thirsty on the internet. You get what I'm saying? You showing this, and then when a nigga holler at you and try to fuck you, then it's like,
You
oh,
mad.
bitch, that's all you got to offer. You know what
I
I'm
always
saying?
revert back to, remember the Dave Chappelle's stand-up where he was like, if you're dressed like this, and I go ahead and decide to go ahead and put on a cop uniform, and something happens to you, and you come running over talking about police officer.
Right.
Like, bitch, I ain't no police. What do you mean? But you have a gun. Okay, well, you got on a
Is you a hoe?
Real
uniform.
shit.
Yeah.
Are you a hoe? Like,
Right.
well, don't dress like that, and I won't dress like this, and we won't have it confused.
Right. That's
Right.
some real shit though.
Okay, why would you want anything? It's crazy. You go to brunch spots in the A, and you see the office manager from SunTrust grabbing her ankles in the middle of the restaurant at 12 o'clock in the afternoon because her favorite song is on, and she's twerking away, bending over, grabbing her ankles, scrubbing the ground.
Right.
It's like,
It's definitely a different generation of women
what
now.
happened?
Right.
Lost girls, lost.
Do you think it's, yeah, they definitely lost. Do you think it got something to do with the social media?
Yes and no.
I would say 1,000%, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the
Well,
attention, man.
Yeah.
That. Yes and no, like she said, and what you said. Yes and no, because it's all depending on how you rate. Because I knew hoes. I'm 39. We had hoes in high school that we used to, run through. So it's always been hoes. It's been hoes since the beginning of time.
Yeah, some people just naturally have
Just naturally
hoism
hoe.
running through their blood.
But
They
now
can't
I
help
just
it.
feel like it's just easier for. That's all she think about is just being a hoe. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
they
if I
don't
could
feel
show.
like they have anything that's gonna draw their attention.
Besides being that, showing
Yeah,
it right.
I just feel
Oh.
like it's just like more openly acceptable now
That
because they got
too.
damn OnlyFans and all this other
That
shit
too.
around too. So that doesn't make it any harder
make
for
it
them,
right.
you know?
Make it easier.
Exactly.
Right.
Absolutely.